Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. My name is Jerry and I have the honor of being your host today. If this is your first time, we are delighted that you've chosen to join us today. With modern technology, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity to touch so many lives, especially through Zoom and Facebook. Please feel free to visit our website, cslcharlotte.org, put in a prayer request, and subscribe. We add our recordings to our website each week. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. This science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes is a man on a mission. He studied truths from the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh, new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. At CSL Charlotte, every philosophy is honored, along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinctions. This is a diverse, open, and affirming community. There are many paths to the divine. We can call it God, peace, love, or spirit. It doesn't matter what you call it. That is totally your decision. You don't have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us anytime. We recognize and refer to many holy scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, and Torah, just to name a few. Our vision statement is to continue a spiritual community creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen the mind, body, and spirit of individuals. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. We teach everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So welcome everyone and enjoy service as we celebrate this powerful being that lives within each of us. So now I'll pass the mic over to our illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Oh, well, well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much, Groovy. Fabulous. That's our cleanup woman, MC, Mistress of Ceremony, Geraldine Campbell, aka Groovy G. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL Charlotte, the Mind Body Spirit Center. To everyone, wherever you are, YouTube listeners, virtual community, and everybody everywhere. This is a great month. This is National Women's Month, and this is also the week where spring equinox started, and also the Persian New Year is this year at the same day. Usually it's not, but it is this year. So the first thing we do in our spiritual community is we open up with a spiritual affirmative prayer. And so with that, today we're all about the art of harmonizing life. And because we're about the art of harmonizing life, we're going to open up our prayer and get started on talking about that because it should be pretty cool. But now, Maureen Thurston, who is our emeritus spiritual practitioner, she's going to be the lady of the day and she's going to open us up. And let's see if you can see in her prayer or hear in her prayer or feel in her prayer the harmonizing art of life, the art of harmonizing life. So if you're open to how you can do that for yourself, get the talent to harmonize your own life and see how it works for you, then put in a prayer request saying something like, I would like to know what that's all about. And you'll get a prayer to read as many times as you like. But don't forget, you're going to need to put that prayer request in so that we can send you that prayer. And Mo is generally the one who will be doing that. And like I always say, if you did not get a prayer from us, you did not put in a prayer request. So put that prayer request in and we'll be doing that. And okay, Mo, let it go.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. Good morning, everyone. And so let's just take a quick moment here to just kind of settle into where we are within our own realms at home or offices or whatever space we are occupying. And what I know is that as we start this amazing service here today with this incredible community of CSL Charlotte, I know that each and every one of us are blessed beyond any type of measure, that the joy and the wisdom and the love that flows in and out of this community is absolutely astounding. And I know and affirm that this service touches us in each individual ways that enriches our lives, broadens our minds, and opens our hearts. So as I release this prayer, knowing that this service is blessed, flows seamlessly and easily, I am filled with joy, love, and respect and amazement at each and every one of us and every one of you. So I release, I let go, and I let God, and I know that it is done. It is manifesting right now here, and so it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now what I know is that was a powerful prayer. And it just definitely blesses each and every one of us here. So Alan is going to be the next person I'm about to talk about, and he happens to be our reader. Now, something about Alan, I'm sure he has to know by now that his choice to practice and for his talent for the art of harmonizing life is big in his life and mine too as well. So I believe Alan is getting more connected in each junction that he hits on his spiritual journey. So with that being said, listen to his reading today, and after you hear his reading, remember, this song next is going to be a lot about the art of harmonizing life, because what happens is you got to be in the power of the now. And that's coming up with Faith Rivera right after Alan's reading. So, Alan, make it do what it do.
Wow, thank you so much. And the title of today's reading is How to Live an Authentic Life in Harmony with Tao, written by Chris Prentice. Lao Tzu, along with all the great sages, knew this truth about the path to enlightenment. Every plan you ever make has only one constant, you. Not that you are always the same, but that you are always part of your plan. All else may come and go as the plan unfolds. Friends, parents, possessions, conditions, situations, finances, and associates. You are the only certain constant. Therefore, to be successful in any plan, you must be able to depend on yourself for strength, honor, endurance, capability, justice, righteousness, imagination, truthfulness, resourcefulness, trustworthiness, determination, and courage. If you are lacking in any of those areas of character, any plan you make will be flawed. So, if your plan fails, do not look outside of yourself for the cause. Look within. It is within that you will find the flaw. Know yourself. As the Tao Te Ching, the ancient Chinese classic by Lao Tzu, famously advises, he who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened. Although we all live in the same Taoverse, a name I created to describe the space in which our universe exists, each of us, in effect, lives in a different Taoverse. The difference is caused by our individual perception of the Taoverse in which we reside, and by what we believe to be true about the Taoverse, and about life and how to live it. Standing around the perimeter of a pond with the moon shining on the water, everyone points to a different place in the water where they see the moon's reflection. 10 different people can experience or view an event, and all 10 may give a different report of it. Some people have good vision, others do not. The Taoverse perceived by those with poor vision is different than the Taoverse perceived by a person with good vision. Likewise, each person has a different belief about people, events, conditions, fate, existence, God or gods, and all that it means. Thus, each of us lives in a different world according to our own beliefs and perceptions. What binds us together is that we are all subject to the same universal laws and we all exist in Tao. Just as we all perceive the world differently, it is also true that the path each of us walks is unique. The path that one person follows is not the correct path for any other person. We must each walk our own path to enlightenment. That is the way. And so it is.
The power of now. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you exhale, just think about being in this now moment, being in the Tao that Alan just read about. The Tao means the power of now. The Tao means this now moment. So take another short breath and see how you feel. See how you feel about being in this now moment. Good. So remember this, the power of now taps into the concept of being present in the moment, using all of the power in this now moment. So, how to live an authentic life in harmony with the Tao was phenomenal, how Alan said that, because Tao just basically means this now moment. And then also in other spiritual philosophies, there is the focus of the value of being fully present in the now moment that has a whole lot to do with great manifestations. And we're not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. So here's what I have, one simple question. Is the art of harmonizing life interesting enough for you? Well, you're at choice as to whether or not you choose to incorporate these practices and accept the art of harmonizing as a new talent that you develop, or you can just pretty much say, I'll just live the same way I normally live. It's your choice. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and integrate your mind, body, and spirit, and you're back in place. But before you come all the way in this place, look around your space and allow something in your space to connect you to this now moment. So now I'm going to take a gratitude moment and thank you, Groovy G, for being our mistress of ceremony and our MC. It's always a blessing for you to come and do that. And thank you, Mo, for that wonderful, incredible prayer. And then thank you also, A-Team, for your reading. Because you know that reading, How to Live an Authentic Life in Harmony with Tao. I just love the title. And it really shows us how you have to be in order to be in the art of harmonizing life. So, one of the biggest things I loved was your quote. He who knows others is wise, and he who knows himself is enlightened. But you see, when you harmonize your life and you focus in your life, you are able to know you, and that's what makes you wise. You see, the art of harmonizing life is all about nurturing our mind, body, and spirit connection to achieve this ideal balance for ourselves. The universe is really generous and very nice. It actually aligns us with conditions and manifestations and our vibrations. You know what I mean? We practice its laws, it does what it does. We don't practice its laws, oh, it has no choice, the universe, but to be nice to us because it can only say yes to us. Case in point, a well-known fact is that when you're living in anguish, when you're living in fear, when you're living in a depressed state, all you get to see around you is fear, depression, and anguish. That's what you get to see because you're there. So the universe says, yes, here you go. That's just, and don't be mad at the universe because, that's just the universe saying, yes. So when we practice its laws, the universe lives up to its promises. And see, the thing is this, there's this divine law of gravity. And it is a great example of all of this because what it says to us is that when you have something and you let go of it, it has no choice but to fall back to the earth. So if you get up on that roof and jump, guess what you do? You're going to hit that ground, right? So, in contrast, let's think about the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that when you're joyful, when you're grateful, when you have faith, all you will see are great, extraordinary things happening and experiences in your life. But here's the question: how will you know if it works in your life if you don't practice the laws of the universe? I always tell myself there's plenty for everyone. You will always have. I say that to myself all the time. Here's another thing. There's so much food on this planet that it could feed everyone. But there are people starving, right? You say, yeah, well, okay, then Rosedale, what do you think of that? Well, I'm telling you scientifically that it is not the lack of food. Check that out. It's a lack consciousness. So that is what allows you to not have and others to have. There's so much money in this land, there's so many riches in this world, far more than we could ever know. But if you were, no, how about this? If all the money in the world was distributed equally amongst all of us, and it would be okay, I promise you this, those who already have money would have more money in the end, and those that are poor will have poverty once again. That's because by right of consciousness. So since we know the universe's only thing is to say yes to us, we better catch up with it, because that's what we call life. God, another name for God is life, the universe, and all of those wonderful things. So when you build up your faith and trust that you are crafted to experience fulfillment, then you better know it, that that's exactly what you got. See, life has nothing but things that we choose to put in it, and we choose very easily. For example, yesterday I got up and my eye has been irritated for the last longest. And yes, it irritates to a point that it bothers me. It hurts, right? But here's the deal. I can see what happens is the universe becomes my partner really much now because I'm saying, know what? You're going to stand me up and you're going to do this whole thing because you can, and you will deal with it later. Right now, you're going to do something to soothe yourself. And when you get a chance to do it, you'll do something else. That's my loyal partner in here all around me that I rely on. It's a partner that steers me all through, around the corners, down the street, around the block, all up and down my journey. So I keep my mind convinced that life brings me only good experiences. See, I could have said to y'all, oh, I can't, my eye bothers me. Oh, the only thing that my eyes stopping me from doing is reading. I'm just talking now. I'm using my mouth, right? I don't have to use the whole everything. If I'm using my mouth, then I don't need the eye necessarily. See, a lot of times people think, well, that shuts my whole life down. My foot hurts. Oh, I got a headache. Pick something and deal with it. Push through it. Because when you get to the other side, there's your experiences. Because I'm already knowing that I am safe. I know that I have a bright future at the end of this, whatever, how long it is, but I refuse to say 2 or 3 weeks. My choice is in a few hours, this is going to be subsiding, all the soreness and all that. It goes away. Now, I can't be somebody who's a doctor or a nurse and I could say how long it's going to be because of what someone else experienced. I can't do another person's experience. No more, like Alan's reading said, you can't do me and I can't do you. I'm in charge. I am the constant in this life. And he said that in the reading. So keep in mind, guys, our futures are just reflections of what our present thoughts right here today is. Now, my thought today is, boom, I'm healed in about an hour or two. And I just keep doing whatever I'm doing. But see, those thoughts that I'm having allow me to harbor all of the wonderful ideas and thoughts that I need in order for the universe to match with me. But you know what? Let me tell you about today. I told you about the future, but let me tell you about today. The thoughts that we allowed ourselves to harbor on back in the day are here, is what we are today, right? It's the reason we are what we are today based on the thoughts we harbored then. Think about it. Look back and see where you were then and where you are now, so that you can see in the science world that all I got to do is work on getting better thoughts. The thoughts and words that we harbor are always shaping our future. We don't have the luxury of saying, maybe later I'll think differently. I don't have time to practice. I don't have time to be quiet and be still and lay down. I got to go run after so and so. Nurture those thoughts and those words that are equal to a phenomenal future. Well, for me, what I do is I told myself this morning, I'm bathed in endless love, joy, and light. What about you? And I say it and I keep saying it and I keep saying it. Sometimes it's a lie. It feels like a lie. But I have to tell myself, we're not going to go there. We're going to keep saying it and we're going to keep saying it because you got to believe this. Because what happens to a liar? I think I mentioned that in class. If somebody keeps telling the same story over and over and over, he begins to believe that lie. Oh, she. Well, whoa. But when they begin to believe that thing, oh my God. That's what the universe does. Here you go. So the art of harmonizing life is my art and it's my talent now. And the art of harmonizing life, what it basically does, it implies that there is a spiritual approach to every problem that as we keep living. What does harmonizing mean? Harmonizing means that it brings everything into a peaceful balance. It's all agreeing. That's harmony. Everything's in agreement. Harmony is exactly what maintains the balance, the alignment, and the harmony in all the mind, body, spirit integrations all across all fields of existence. And I'm not just talking about this existence that we're in right now. There's all different fields of existence. I know it, but you don't have to know that, but I know it. But it's enough for me. Harmonizing my life is much easier than it was before when I was always being resistant because I was so afraid to have fun. I was so afraid to laugh at things. I was so afraid to take things in a joking way. I had to take so much so seriously. No fun, no goodies. See, the law, the universal laws, they have principles and they are designed to support the harmony in our lives. But you just have to believe that. And see, the art of harmonizing life, it truly, truly, truly involves cultivating mindfulness and self-awareness for us. Also, emotional wisdom to move past all of life's challenges with our grace and resilience. It also involves developing meaningful connections, nurturing relationships, and also, how about this? Supporting a sense of unity within these relationships. And oh wait, one more word. To reciprocity. I never say that right, but receptivity, reciprocity, back and forth amongst all beings. See, at the end of the day, mastering the art of harmonizing life leads us to an accomplished and intentional purpose or reality. The biggest deal is spiritual affirmations. They act as the fertilizer for all the soil inside of your mind. Your mind is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not in your head only. That's what certain people say. It's everywhere. So, a spiritual affirmation, when you make them enough and do them enough and plant them enough, you begin to fertilize the soil. The soil meaning your life. Fertilize all the good that's floating into your life. Because here's the deal. When we absorb all these affirmations by saying them over and over and over and over through repetition, because repetition is the mother of skill, first of all, but you get to improve the basic, the foundation of your mind. I keep telling people in my conversations, and I'm not bossy. I just say, no, I'm sorry, but the mind is everything. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying is real, but no, I cannot go with you on that one. But I will respect your opinion. You see, I'm not going to tell you what to say. Because anyway, I know that anything you plant in that soil of the mind prospers either way, in a good way or the way you're not expecting it to. So stop putting stuff in there that doesn't belong. But you will do it when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I learned over the years to become very bold when it comes to me stepping into new chapters in my life. I just said, oh boy, this thing looks scary. Oh my God, what a big monster this is. I just go ahead and do it. I go ahead and try to figure out how to learn this thing and how to get it going in my life if I want it. Because if I don't want it, then stop playing with it. Because it's only going to make me feel unaccomplished, which is going to bring me down. We don't need that. So by clearing our mind of all the thoughts that oppose us, like the one I was just alluding to, like, well, if you're sitting there going, well, it's not going to work out, whatever. Well, if you can't get rid of those opposing thoughts, you got to go somewhere and sit down. No, there's no way you could do anything else. Spiritual affirmations work. You're not going to know how they work until you put forth some serious effort. And then you can uncover all these doors. I like how Karen says every now and then the golden doorknob. I go turn it for my favorable experience. For me, clarity opens the path for my greatest gifts. I have seen so many gifts come through my life in the last 15 to 20 years because I became clear what I wanted and clear where I'm going. See, I'm constantly recovering more and more of my gifts all day and every day. And I'm really happy about that because my gifts come out from nowhere. I'm thinking, oh, the other day I was thinking about this group that I was going to do something with. I said, what am I going to do with them? I said, how are we going to do this? And all of a sudden I figured out what I'm going to do is how I'm going to price it, all of that. It just came out one morning. The deal is this. If you lack something, you got to go get it. And that's what happens. Don't let that lack consciousness hold you. And basically speaking, you got to celebrate those things. Celebrate what you have. And then while you already got what you got, be eager to jump on a fresh experience. Jumping ahead. Go. Stop saying, well, okay, wait, let me just finish this. And then after I do this, come on. Let me ask you these questions. Do you embrace newness with open arms? Do you do you trust the beauty of life? You can tell I didn't have the question ready. right? But no, do you utilize your inner strength? Huh. Well, here's the deal, because we do create our own reality, whether we want to or not. But we always want to because that's the way the universe sees us. Is yes. It sees yes. Oh, I'm sick. Yes. Oh no, I am feeling better in about an hour or so. Yes. And already, as I had the problem all morning, my eye was tearing up and hurting and stuff. Now I'm already beginning to feel the lightness on it. It's feeling better. I'm not going to sit down here and keep going, oh, it hurts, it hurts. What are you doing? Repetition is the mother of skill. And it's a task creating your reality. It's a task that only you can perform. So all the spiritual affirmations are yours to make alone. You, like Alice Reading said, are the constant in your life. If you give up your power to other people, you are left powerless. But when you snatch your power, it's truly yours to use. So use these gifts real wisely. Work on understanding yourself and knowingly and really lovingly. Yeah, that too. Because I know people go, oh, lovingly. Huh? Yeah, I said, really? Because I think it was telling me to say that. Me was telling me to say it. It's not nothing out there talking to me. I just talk to me and talk about me and all that. Anyway, but you get to shape your own experiences. Man, that thing turns me on every day. So let's begin right now to strike this chord of harmony with our fellow beings and with each other and with Mother Nature, going out walking in the nature and in the life ahead of us. And as we continue to celebrate Women's Month, and remember that we had that Persian New Year kickoff. Just remember, this is a new week. This is a new day. And we are fortunate to be here on this side of the ground. So it's truly fascinating in how it all lines up and how the spring equinox lines up as well. But let us remember that this week and next week as we go along. And with that all being said, think about this. Who's ready to adopt a new talent, the art of harmonizing life? Are you willing to live life where before you take your final breath? Okay, are you willing to live a life and before you take your final breath, do you want to say, I did it all? Or do you want to say, I wish I could have done this? Do you feel you can declare, I owned every second that the world offered me? Because if your answer is yes to any of those questions, then you are ready for this next song. And this song is the upcoming song is called I Lived. Tune your ears to those words and get that to match. Yes, indeed. Did you hear what he said? I owned every second the world gave me. I've seen so many places. I've experienced so many things. I'm sure you have too, because I know I have. And at the end of my life, yes, I can say with every broken bone, and I guess he used that word as a figurative speech, but I mean, with the eye hurt, with the sore throat, with the foot, with everything, I swear I lived. Can you do that? All righty, righty, righty. Okay, everyone. That was fabulous announcements. Thank you, Melissa. So this is the time about the birthdays. We start talking about how are the birthdays, right? So with that note, on that note, you know what time it is. You got to put that birthday in for us because we do not know your birthday. You do. So make sure you let us know when it's your birthday. Just jot down the month of the day and you'll be okay. So that being said, the next thing we want to do is that's right. Big thanks and big shout out to the platform team. Oh yeah. So this morning we have great thanks going out to you, Groovy G. A big blessing to us to always be around. This is the cleanup woman here. She makes sure that everything we get done, she makes sure this place stays nice and mellow. I spanked her because she didn't come last week. Also, also, our opening and closing prayer was Maureen Thurston, our esteemed and meritorious practitioner. And so she's always ready to get those prayers in the email to get ready to send them right back out. So thank you, Mo, for doing that. And our reader, you, Alan, the A team, the dream. Thank you for saying that harmonizing reading for us. They give it, make it so well, manageable, you know? And thanks, Melissa, for showing up as our greeter, spotlight person, and our announcements lady today. And then, of course, we got circling around the world up there is Timmy P watching and making sure things are going the way they need to go. I think he had to tell me something to do already this morning, right? So, you know, he's always there. So know that the pilot is always there. So, okay, I think I hit everybody. So before we get to our last song, let's make some considerations. Today was all about establishing or inspiring ourselves how to utilize the art of harmonizing life, right? So remember, when you're ready to accept that talent for of the talent of the art of harmonizing life, you get to be and to talk and to know with all that in within you. The talking goes within you, the being is within you, and all of that good stuff. That's the harmony, mind, body, spirit. So you get to know all of that great stuff. So as we close out, the final song heightens as the privilege of speaking to and listening to that voice within. But this is what I want you to know. It's going to serve, this song is going to serve as a reminder of your worthiness, your strength, your identity by tapping into your inner power. So before Mo prays us out, listen to this song, Never Give Up by Fearless Soul. One day things will go my way. If I keep trying, if I keep after it, if I keep going. But I can promise you this, if you do nothing, things will go your way too. And you know what I mean by that. So just remember that. So as we wrap up our time together, let's us all develop a confident energy within ourselves, inspire ourselves to master the art of harmonizing life. And I promise you, just a few things just to practice. Do a couple of those affirmations that seem like you're telling yourself a lie. Stop being so serious. I think I get so serious. I tell my some of my clients and stuff when I'm doing fitness with them, you know, and I laugh. I laugh a lot. And I said, you know what? This is the thing. If I took myself seriously so much, I would not be able to be in the game anymore. I would be not able to stick with this. So, you know, just remember that. Accepting that new energy of the art of harmonizing life. Remember, the universe is constantly supporting you on your journey. Until next time, we will stay blessed and keep shining your light.